Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's assembly. So I hope you had a lovely Easter holidays, first week back. Now I'm actually recording this on Sunday, so it's the last day of the holidays today. So I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing you all tomorrow. Now it was lovely and sunny today, so I sat outside and I was thinking about this assembly because today I want to talk to you about one special day this week, and it's Earth Day. So Earth Day happens every single year, same day every year, it's the 22nd of April. And each year, the whole purpose is that we have one day, or actually a few days, where lots and lots of countries come together and think about what we can do to help the Earth. Now, last year, the focus of our Earth Day was on climate change. But this year, there's a really different focus to Earth Day, and it's all about restoring our Earth. Now, what I'd like you to do is have a little think to yourself and maybe chat as a class. Why do you think Earth Day would be focused on restoring our Earth this year? Now, all of these leaders of these countries came together and looked at all of the research that had happened during the pandemic and realised that actually, although COVID-19 had been really terrible for all of us, the impact that it had on the climate and on Earth had actually had some really positive effects. So when we were all told to stay at home and be in lockdown, what that meant was that people weren't going out in their cars, they weren't in planes, they were trains, and they weren't driving around buses, and everybody was walking places and not traveling as far. And actually that meant pollution levels decreased lots in lots and lots of countries. Animals were seen in the oceans that hadn't been seen in ages, and it had a really positive effect. Now, our challenge now is how we come out of lockdown like we are now, able to go and see, people a little bit more. We're able to go and visit people in people's gardens, maybe travel a little bit further. How do we do that whilst also maintaining the good things that we learned about restoring our Earth? Now, I'm going to show you a little clip from David Attenborough. So he has done a new documentary, and this documentary is all about how a year can have a huge impact on our climate.
March 2020. A deadly virus sweeps around the world. Overnight, our lives are put on pause.
Today, the WHO declared a pandemic,
issuing a stay home, stay safe order,
directing all of our residents to quite simply stay at home.
But as we stop, remarkable things start to change in the natural world.
With the clear skies, for the first time in a lifetime, we can see the Himalayas.
With beaches closed to humans, these animals were nesting at a more successful rate than we've ever seen.
One vocalizing and then the other. I'd never heard that before.
From the start of lockdown, across 5 continents, we have recorded a global experiment of epic proportions that has shown us, if we choose, we can transform the health of the planet for all.
So the aim of this documentary was to show that actually in one year the Earth did start to change, because sometimes it seems like a really huge project, doesn't it? And maybe it's gone too far and we can't do anything about it. But this shows that actually we can, and the things that we do have a really big impact on Earth. And that's what Earth Day is all about. But it's about thinking about the small things that you can do to help. So I want you to have a little think. What things do you think you could do in your lives to help restore Earth? Now, I'm going to share with you my screen again, but this time it's going to be about something really specific. So this time we're going to be thinking about your use of plastic. Now, plastic is a huge issue for our Earth, because 50% of all the plastic that we produce is called single-use plastic, which means that we use it once and we throw it away. And there are 10 million tons of plastic being dumped into the oceans every single year. And that has a huge effect on the animals in the ocean. So 1 million marine animals are killed by plastic pollution every year. Now, out of all of the plastic that we use, only 9% of that plastic gets recycled. And the problem is, if we carry on like this, there is going to be more plastic in our ocean than there is going to be fish by the year 2050. Now that seems like a long time away, doesn't it? But really it's not that far. And so we need to do something about that now. Now you can help with that because you don't need to always use that single-use plastic. If you think about a water bottle, you may go to the shop and buy a single-use water bottle, so a plastic water bottle. Instead, you could have a reusable water bottle, which you fill each day and have the same water bottle. You may buy fruit, for example, from the supermarket that gets wrapped in plastic, whereas right next to it, there may be fruit that's not in plastic. So you could choose which one you buy. When you go to a supermarket, do you use a reusable bag or do you buy a plastic bag? Do you recycle plastic when you're at home in your house? Or if you do need to use that plastic, when you've finished with it, is there something else you could do with it? So there are other uses so that you don't just chuck it away. What else could you use it for? Now that's just one thing, isn't it, plastic? What about other things that you could do? How much electricity do you use? So for example, when you go into your house, do you turn on all the lights and then leave the room and leave all the lights on? Do you turn the TV on and then walk away and leave the TV? Think about the way in which you use energy. That's a really big one, isn't it? Things that we could do in school as well. For example, you know, we could recycle more in school. We could reduce our energy consumption, turning the lights off, having someone in your classroom that always turns the lights off when we all leave. Thinking about small things that can actually have a really big impact. Also, it's not just about climate, it's about animals, for example. You know, how can we introduce more bees into our gardens or into playgrounds or into any areas? Think about trees. Can we replace trees? Can we plant more trees? How can we help? So have a little think. What do you think that you could do to help? Now, something else happened just before Easter, which was really, really exciting. So one of our children in year 3 appeared on a really famous TV show. So Ant and Dec's Saturday Night Takeaway. Now that person was Noah in year 3, and I am going to show you, I'm going to share my screen one more time, lots of screen sharing today. I'm going to show you a clip of what Noah was doing. So this is Noah, and now that was Noah, and Noah was DJing outside his house, and he was doing that to raise money for the NHS. And Noah's mum wrote into Ant and Dec Saturday Night Takeaway, and they responded and they got put on TV. And so on the show, when everyone's on the screens, they were one of those people on the screens, and they picked them and they won a holiday. So that was amazing for Noah. So we all need to give Noah a massive round of applause because he raised money for the NHS. So he did a lovely thing for charity and then got a lovely gift from it. Now let's close our eyes for a prayer. Dear God, thank you for the amazing world that we were given. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to restore our earth, to think about everything that we can do together to make the earth better. Remembering that it doesn't have to be huge things, just small things that maybe we take for granted that would have a huge impact. Amen. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you all again. Bye.